Welcome to I Love This Thing So Frigging Much, a podcast about passion. My name is Sophie Katz, and today I am joined by Mina, a graduate from Bradley University in 2019, starting a new job at MSU Hillel as an IACT coordinator. Welcome to the show, Mina.
Hi, Sophie. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here. So, here is how this works. Mina will have 3 minutes to talk about something that she loves. This can be a person, place, thing, concept, activity, anything she wants. Our only requirement is that she loves it wholeheartedly and wants to tell us why. Are you ready, Mina?
I am ready.
Good. Got my timer here. Now, what do you love so frigging much?
Well, what I love so freaking much is yoga and teaching yoga. So this all started while in middle school, so 8 to 9 years ago, doing yoga as a workout. When I got to high school, life got more stressful and I used yoga less for a workout and more for a relaxation. I noticed how therapeutic it was for me and wanted to learn more about it. Right before my senior year of high school, I started thinking about my future plans and working while going to college. My dad suggested I get my yoga teacher certification, so luckily there was a program very close to where I lived, and I signed up. Even though I was the youngest in my class by at least 10 years, I was welcomed with open arms. It was such a great experience, and I was able to use what I learned while in college and as a camp counselor at summer camp. What's cool about yoga is that I can tailor the class and the way I teach to different age groups. It was such a wonderful feeling knowing that I can help my students the way yoga has helped me. Mostly what I teach is a type of yoga called Vinyasa Flow. Vinyasa Flow concentrates on the breath to movement, meaning that I teach the class about different breathing techniques, and as we flow through the postures and poses, I make sure that they are aware of their breathing. I adjust this class depending on the age of my students. For the kids at camp, we were outdoors, and I had them focus on the beauty of their surroundings and to stay in the present. Along with the yoga, I also created a wellness program for the kids. In this wellness program, it included mindful eating, immersing yourself in nature, do your own facial scrubs or hand scrubs, and art therapy. With the older students in college at Bradley, we were indoors, and I focused more on relieving their stress and their anxiety because we all know the stress of college. Lastly, I taught hot yoga in a studio. A quick shout out to Studio Sol in Tel Aviv, where my students were older and I concentrated more on the slow flows and the breathing techniques due to the hot environment. While in Israel, I learned different aspects of the yoga world, the business side, and the different types of yoga, like hot yoga, which is like a yoga that is 30 to 40 degrees Celsius and 40 degrees humidity, so extremely hot. You walk in, you're already sweating, and it actually helps a lot with your flexibility because your muscles are so warm already. And then also aerial yoga, which is a really cool type of yoga where it's kind of like an acrobat in a circus. You're on this cloth and you're doing yoga in the air. It's a very cool.
Go ahead, finish your thought.
Okay. So I want to end it with, it was such a cool experience for me because down the road, my dream is to open up my own wellness center. Ta-da!
That's awesome. Mina, thank you for telling us about yoga today.
Yes, thank you.
So the first question that popped into my mind right at the start is because you talked about yoga, that first it was a workout and then later it was relaxation. And that's something that for me personally has always sounded like a bit of a contradiction. So I'm wondering if you could explain it to me. How is yoga both a workout and relaxation?
Right, no, totally. So there's so many different types of yoga. There's like the hot yoga, the way I'm talking about, that's an extreme workout because you're sweating and you are losing calories. It's like Also, along with hot yoga, there's a power yoga. Power yoga is like push-ups and sit-ups. And then there's also the restorative yoga. And that type is a longer duration of holding your poses and postures, and you're just breathing into it. So it's very relaxing. Also, you focus on your breathing techniques, and then sometimes they also teach you meditation along the way. So in some classes, I've had people sleep in my class, so it's funny, but it's, those are the...
So the answer, the hidden answer here is that yoga is not just one thing. There are so many different types of it.
So many different types of things. And that's the beauty of it, that there are so many different types of yoga that you can go for whatever need you want or in need of.
Do you have a personal favorite type of yoga, either to perform or to teach?
So to teach, I love slow flow, vinyasa flow, what I told you earlier. It's the breath to movement. So I really focus on breathing with each posture, and that just also is a very relaxing thing for people, and I usually get the best outcome from my students. And what I personally love doing is hot yoga. I used to not like it because I was like, oh, the sweating, but I'm a big sweater, and it finally gave me the chance to embrace my extreme sweating with everyone else. And it just feels so good when you walk out. It's like a whole new world. It's like the nice air. You're like, oh, such a good workout. So
how did you decide that you wanted to teach yoga?
So actually it was my dad who brought it up. He was like, I was kind of going through this thing where I wanted to find a path in my future, especially looking forward to college. And my dad actually brought it up, was like, do you want to get your yoga certification teaching? And I said, yeah, that sounds like a wonderful idea. It's my passion, and I could put it to a job and show how much I love it to people and make a difference. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there anything that you don't like about yoga or teaching yoga? And if so, how do you handle that?
Oh, that's a good question. There's nothing that I don't like about yoga, but there's always a thing that people say that doesn't bother me, but I want to tell people that the first thing people say is, I'm not flexible enough for yoga. And I think like yoga has like a stereotype where you have to be this really flexible person, be able to do the splits, put your foot behind your head. I can't even do that, and I'm a teacher and I've been doing it for 5 years. Like, you honestly do not need the flexibility. If you really want the flexibility, you go to those type of classes, you go to the you put your effort into trying to do that. I personally put my effort in other things than just flexibility. I do like strength, and I do it for my mental health, for many other things. So I just want to break that stereotype of what yoga is.
So when someone comes up to you and they say, I can't do yoga, how do you respond?
Oh, how I respond?
Yeah, how do you win them over? How do you break that stereotype?
Right. No, I tell them that yoga's not meant for everyone, and I'm going to say that. I want them to at least try out a class, and what I will do is I will ask them what they prefer. What are you looking for? Are you looking for a workout? Are you looking for a stretch? Are you looking for relaxation? And then what I will do is I will tell them the specific type of yoga that they should try. And if they honestly do not like it, then I'll be like, no, you're right, yoga isn't for everyone. But if they haven't tried it, I am like, you have to. Just, I don't push it too hard, but but I show them through my passion, and that's why I love this podcast. Is like, I love this so freaking much. You can show your passion, and it really inspires people. So.
Absolutely. It is clear from the way you talk about yoga how much you love it, and that love could be an entryway for someone else to learn that, hey, maybe I should give this a try and maybe you'll love it too.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mina, thank you so much for telling us about something you love today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
And thank you, our listeners, for tuning in today. If you would like to learn more about yoga or our guest, Mina, you can find her social media information in the episode description. And don't forget to use the hashtag #LoveThisThingCast to tell us about the things you love. I Love This Thing So Frigging Much is a production of Through the Window Media. This episode was directed by Sophie A. Katz and edited by Melissa Block. You can find us at Through the Window on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or Tumblr. That is THROU, the window, at all those social media sites. Be good to yourself, be kind to each other, and you'll hear from us again soon.